and the cons, I think, are the negatives of the LLCs. As I mentioned earlier, it's harder to sell stock and raise capital. Investor preferences or limits due to IRA investing would limit your potential persons that are investing in your business. Distribution of profits takes on a whole other life. If you distribute profits through an LLC, you are, in effect, providing an income stream to that person. So in a lot of cases, the members that are going to get distributions maybe don't want the distribution, maybe don't want the profit. Regardless of whether you distribute the profits or not, the government's going to want taxes on the profit. So if you have a profitable LLC, even if you don't distribute to your membership, your owners, the government's going to want that take. So you have to kind of calculate, if the members don't want the cash and the profit, you still have to give them probably enough money to pay their taxes. And if they're in a regular income group, that can be upwards of almost 40%. So you want to be very careful. And taxes become kind of an overarching concern in LLC setup. You could, in fact, though, when you're setting up your LLC, I believe in most or all states you can elect to be taxed as a C Corp. So you don't have to make distributions, and a lot of people would say that's very smart to do. You don't have to make distributions. You retain earnings like a corporation, but you have that LLC, a partnership type shell, and that makes people feel much more comfortable that they're not forced to pay taxes on any imputed distributions. Again, investors might be a little less comfortable in that form, and although I mentioned one tax situation, they come up very, very frequently in LLCs. You need to address these when forming the business. You do not want to be involved in a tax discussion on an LLC 1, 3, 5 years down the road. So I would always advise to find a good business tax attorney that specializes in this type of taxation and have them review your operating agreement to make sure you're not going to have a stumble in the future. If they come and audit you, you can't go back and say, this is what we meant to say. You need to have it in the agreement on formation. It's very, very important. The LLC operating agreement is the very important document for limited liability companies. That is, remember, we have a contract as an LLC. That's the contract between you and your members and the managers, and you will live with, unless modified, until the business succeeds, gets sold, gets dissolved, you name it. But you and the other members and managers of your business will live with that contract. So it needs to contain all of the particulars of all the various aspects of running your business, okay? How to generate capital, voting rights, buy-sell matters, things of that nature. All members need to sign it or they can't be included in your company. And it may include, it should include actually, provisions for making major changes to the agreement. What you're going to have is a number of changes to a business, and I would call them changes that would make a dilution of equity in your business structure. So if you're going to dissolve the business and wipe everyone's equity out, if you're going to sell the business and make returns to investors, these are significant changes, and your operating agreement should include provisions for some kind of voting majority on who gets to say that those changes are made. And in conclusion, I just want to refresh on corporations and LLCs. Corporate form, a little less expensive up front, very, very popular if you're looking to expand a business. So if you're looking at opening up in many states, if you're looking to have a lot of employees, if you're looking to quickly take on capital, corporate form should very much be considered. If you're looking at an LLC, if you have a very small business without a lot of passive investors, you're not taking a lot of capital, let's say it's a family business, family members, LLC form would probably make very much sense for a family business or what I would call a small business that's going to sustain itself as a small business in the future. So hope you enjoyed this segment, and see you next time on Wake Up America.